Hey everyone, it is tea time with the diva. Grab your tea, grab your coffee, because we're going to get into it. This tea time is dedicated to people that have homeowners associations, okay? Some of those homeowners associations, HOAs, they get messy. They walk around and start giving you fines for just every little thing. And you're like, hold up, you giving me a fine because there's a crack right here, but meantime, my neighbor's house is falling apart? Now, listen, there's a thing that I love about being in a community development like that. I'm in a townhouse development in New Jersey. I do have a homeowners association fee. I like the community of it all. It's not a gated community, okay, but I like the community aspect of it all. Like all of us neighbors, not all of us, but most of us, we're friendly to each other. We talk to each other. We say hi. We know each other. We look out for each other. But the HOA sometimes can be a thorn in the side. Well, this woman from Florida says she got jailed. Can you imagine? She got locked up because of the homeowners association. Let me share a screen so we can get into the story. And not only did she get locked up, she got locked up for 7 days. Let's take a listen.
Has investigated a lot of complaints involving HOAs and how they use their power, but we've never seen anything quite like this.
Yeah, so the woman in the mugshot right here wanted us to tell you her story, and she wanted us to show you her mugshot. She was arrested and spent a week in jail for what started out as an HOA complaint over her lawn.
I feel humiliated about the whole thing, like I kind of got my head down because this is so embarrassing.
Well, tonight, investigative reporter Adam Walser there revealing how she wound up behind bars and caught up with the HOA's attorney to ask about his involvement.
This is what they were showing in court, like pictures of the brown grass.
Yep.
The grass isn't always green in Irena Green's yard, thanks to a big tree that you can see in this drone video, and a drought that led the county to impose watering restrictions last year didn't help.
Looks like you got some pieces of sod here.
Green says her yard is far from the worst in Riverview's Creekview subdivision.
If you drive around my neighborhood, you'll see there's plenty of yards that are not up to par.
But so far, she's the only homeowner to actually go to jail for failing to keep her yard up to her HOA standards. It all started with notices from the HOA's management company.
And it went from the grass being brown to, there's a dent in my garage.
Dents too small to see from the road.
That was a part of my court case.
Green was also cited for having a dirty mailbox covered in mildew due to shade and moisture from that same tree.
I would assume you could probably clean that whole mailbox in a few minutes, right?
Yeah.
And for having a cargo van similar to other ones we observed in the neighborhood. The HOA filed a lawsuit against Green in Hillsborough County Court, demanding she correct the violations. She represented herself, preparing handwritten explanations that the HOA and judge rejected. Green appeared at a hearing last July in which the judge gave her an ultimatum.
My grass had to be brung up to par. He said, you can get seeds, you can do something, but you got 30 days to get it corrected. I said, fine. And he said, and if it's not done in 30 days, you're going to go to jail.
Irene says she spent the next month correcting the violations.
I sold my van to comply. My mailbox was clean. I bought seeds and watered my grass.
But she missed her next court date.
I was supposed to receive documentation. Nothing was sent to my home. And I reached out to the courthouse several times to try to find out when was my court date.
The judge signed an order holding Green in contempt of court and issued a warrant for her arrest at the HOA attorney's request.
It is pretty extreme. It certainly is, yeah.
We asked Stetson law professor Paul Boudreau what he makes of this case.
I think it's pretty rare in a civil case for someone to have a contempt order.
Green was pulled over by a sheriff's deputy in late May after picking up her 15-year-old daughter from cheerleading practice.
When I got out, he said, Ms. Green, do you know that you have a warrant for your arrest?
She was taken to the Orient Road Jail.
If they got you handcuffed behind your back?
Yes. I'm treated like a criminal.
At the jail, she got more bad news.
There was no bond, so I couldn't even go home to my family. I sat in there for 7 days. 7 days in the jailhouse, like a criminal.
To be incarcerated without bond is certainly an extreme measure and is pretty rare.
Now there's a mugshot of you right now.
Yep.
How did that make you feel, just to be put in those orange clothes?
It makes me feel horrible. Like I work hard, I work hard to buy this home, for me and my kids in a better neighborhood and environment, and to be taken to jail and to be treated like that for brown grass at my own home, like it's horrible.
David Lair is a Palm Beach attorney who represents homeowners in cases against HOAs. His law partner wrote the best-selling book, Bad HOA.
You have an HOA who was quick to go after her and to use the full force that they are entitled to.
Have you ever heard of it getting to this point where someone actually goes to jail?
I have not seen that. To be clear, the association does not have the power to put you in jail. Certain other events intervened. Certainly, the judge had the right to do it. I think perhaps there could be more lenient remedies.
Green's sister-in-law, who is a paralegal, filed a petition 6 days after she was incarcerated, requesting an emergency hearing.
And I went to court, and I had to be shackled from my hands to my feet.
And you're there in civil county court, right?
Yeah.
You're the only one wearing orange, right?
Yeah, the only one.
Green's relatives sent pictures of the yard and other evidence to the judge, a different one than the judge who issued the arrest warrant. Green says an attorney for the HOA opposed her release.
He says, well, it hasn't been resodded. The whole yard needs to be resodded. And she's like, not from those pictures that I see. She's like, no, I want her released immediately.
So you were going to sit in jail while they resodded your yard?
He wanted me to continue to sit in jail and not come home to my family.
Green was released on the judge's order.
I'm Adam. I'm with ABC Action News.
We caught up with Creekview HOA attorney Francis Frischia, the one who asked for the arrest warrant outside his office.
Do you think that was kind of harsh to have her spend 7 days, I believe, in jail?
I have no comment, but I'll email you on that.
He emailed us a statement saying in part, quote, Ms. Green received notices of violations. She disregarded them. Ms. Green failed to show up in court on August 19th. Her failure to abide by the court's instruction led to the arrest warrant being issued. We called and left a business card at the Creekview HOA president's home, and we called and emailed the HOA's property management company, which issued the violations. We didn't hear back from either. Legal experts say there are lessons to be learned.
Sometimes they act in a petty manner, but if they decide that you need to do something, you need to follow the rules. And when a judge tells you to do something, you have to do it.
I think that they have way too much power. I mean, I never heard of anything like this in my life.
I'm My Team investigator Adam Walser with photojournalist Matt McGlashan, taking action for you.
Wild story there. The HOA board recently hired a new property management company to enforce its regulations, which started last month. Now, our Adam Walsler has been investigating homeowners associations and everything that comes with them all over the Tampa Bay area for several years now. We want to know, are you in a battle with your HOA, or do you feel your HOA is not listening to you? Well, we are here to listen. Scan this QR code at the bottom of your screen to reach out to our
we will go more into this tonight in trending topics, but this thing is loaded. I would never tell anybody to just move, but in my opinion, this is not good for her. I don't know. I think they want her to move. I believe that. And I'm not into people giving up, but to be jailed for 7 days, and then the judge got to be a little racist too, if you ask me, because she kept calling for, like, when's my court date? And nobody would tell her. And then to lock her up with no bond, then she got to come in shackled over some home association violations. Florida mom jail for contempt of court after HOA gives notice over her brown grass, dirty mailbox like a criminal. In my development, they had to cut down a tree because we don't have driveways. We have parking spaces. They had to cut down a tree that was, covering my neighbor's parking space, because every time she parked there, every morning she wake up to a bunch of bird, pooped on her car. Then the leaves in the fall will fall on it. Just a whole lot of things as a result of the tree. And they ended up, first they tried to just cut branches. That didn't work. And then they ended up cutting the tree down. A Florida homeowner was jailed without bond after the battle with her Homeowners Association over violations escalated to the point where a warrant was issued for arrest. Irena Green said the feud with Riverview Creek's View Home Association Management Company, the Throwbridge Company, Inc., began last year when she got a notice over the dead, slightly brown grass in her front yard. ABC Action News reported. If you drive around my neighborhood, you see there's plenty of yards not up to par, Green shared. And like, just, I mean, and if my grass wasn't cut, that'd be one thing. But I got a tree that was just planted in my front yard that she not growing because I think the way the sun hits that area just seems like nothing will grow there. And I think I'm going to have to just remove it and have nothing there. But that's another story. So my point is that depending upon where the sun is hitting your grass, maybe your grass won't be as green. The mother of two said she tried keeping her grass green, but a massive tree in her front yard in a drought that had her county imposed mandatory watering restrictions last year made it difficult to maintain. Green said that when more notices started piling in from the HOA, she received one for minor dents in her garage, a dirty mailbox, and having a commercial cargo van with no logos in her driveway, despite other residents in the neighborhood having similar vans. The HOA then took things a step further when she failed to respond to their request and filed a lawsuit against her, demanding she correct all the violations. Green represented herself, and maybe from the door. I mean, I know everybody has their own, and probably she probably never thought it was going to go this far because after all, it's just a homeowners association complaint. But maybe in all things, you need to just find even if it's the cheapest lawyer, find a lawyer to help you out and represent you. Green represented herself, compiling a trove of explanations and pictures to use in her defense, all of which were rejected by the HOH and the judge. That's insanity. She was given an ultimatum by the judge during the July 11, 2024 hearing. My grass had to be brought up to par, he said. You can get seed, you can do something, but you got 30 days to get it corrected, Green said. And just shame on that judge too, because anytime you replant something and redo something, it takes a minute because it depends on the time of year that you're doing it. And I know Florida is, the weather is different than Jersey, but still, it depends on so many factors when you reseed. You're not a miracle worker. However, the mom of two missed her next court appearance, claiming she was never personally served with the notice to appear. I don't know if they're supposed to say while you're in court, but they did in her case that, okay, your next court date is going to be August the 30th or whatever. Or August, whatever. I reached out to the courthouse several times to try to find out when my court date was, Green claimed, and I believe she probably did. The judge found her in contempt of court and issued a warrant for arrest, allegedly at the request of the HOH attorney, Francis, at ABC Action News reported. Green only found out about the warrant when she was pulled over after picking up her daughter from cheerleader practice on May 23rd. She was then handcuffed and booked into the Orient Road Jail, where she found out no bond has been set. Oh God, I couldn't even go home to my family. I sat in there for 7 days, 7 days in the jailhouse like a criminal, Green said. The mother of two was fingerprinted, had her mugshot taken, and lived alongside hardened criminals. It makes me feel horrible. I work hard to buy this home for me and my kids in a better neighborhood and environment, and to be taken to jail and to be threatened like that for brown glass at my home. That's horrible, she said. On May 29th, Green's paralegal sister-in-law filed a petition for emergency hearing. The lawyer for the other side claims that she appeared at a court hearing in July, but the judge gave her another court date for August 19, 2024, and was told to have the issues resolved by then. I do feel like while you're in court, they give you the other date. She's claiming she didn't get a date, and maybe she did get a date, but she was so traumatized she didn't remember the date, and that's why she started calling to see when the next date was. But this is so horrific, in my opinion, so racist. I can't even imagine over some home association violations that they say you have, you end up behind bars. Listen, guys, Chat with me in the comments, and when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will be notified. If you are a subscriber, welcome back. Everybody, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts on this story. Let me know if you have a homeowners association and how you feel about it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.